your girl Dutchess Kiki. Hi to all of my subscribers. Welcome. If you're not a subscriber, welcome to my channel. Go ahead and click that little bell so that you can be part of this royal family and join us and having a good time over here, because that's what we're all about, is having a good time. This year we are about living life and living life to its fullest, y'all. Life to its fullest. We're not judging. We're just having a good old time, but yet we are trying to live according to the word of God. Yes, y'all. So today is my video that I wanted to make. I told you guys in one of my videos at the end of last year, at the end of 2020, that I wanted to do a video about finances. Where I'm at with my finances, because I in 2019, November of 2019, I filed for bankruptcy, and I was at a place where I just couldn't handle everything anymore, and everything was way too much. It was just way, I just couldn't handle it. I had tried to do it on my own. I had tried to do it for years and try to get, you know, things paid off on my own, and I just couldn't do it. It was hard. It was to a point that I legit was scared I was going to lose everything. So when I made the decision to file for bankruptcy, it was in October of 2019. I was at a place where it was just too much on me. I was stressed out. And so I was driving to work one day, and I legit had thought about just driving my car off of the cliff and into the water and just end it. That's how much debt that I was in with credit cards. I was in major credit card debt. I'm going to be very transparent with you guys during this video, because I'm hoping that this helps someone. I had about, I should count them again. I want to say 17, 18 credit cards. And when I first got credit cards, I got them to build up my credit. And I did do that, because that's how I was able to purchase my home. And everything was on point. Everything was being paid on time. For years, everything was being paid on time for years. And my credit score was good. You know, I had did the thing, and you know, things were on time. Nothing was late. And then there was a situation, an emergency situation with my grandmother's house that took place in 2000 and want to say 17 or 18, which I did videos on. But there was a situation that happened at my grandmother's house, and I had to come out of my pocket financially with a lot of money to help with getting my grandmother's house basically put back together, if you want to say. When I did that, monies that I was taking was monies from my bills, monies for my bills for my credit cards that I needed to pay, monies from my mortgage money, where I had to use that to help save and help fix that house. It was a lot, but I was not going to let my mom and my grandmother live together, and I was not going to let my mom and my grandma live in a state of uncondition, where it was unconditional to live that way. My grandfather built the home from the ground for my grandmother. And when my grandfather was alive and up and running, he kept maintenance on the house. Well, my grandfather passed 6 years ago, as of January the 2nd of 2021. made 6 years, and the house legit had gone downhill. It had gone downhill. And there were things that needed to be done to make it livable again. So I took a lot of my finances to help out with that. And in doing that, it put my situation in a bad situation. It put my mortgage behind. It put my car payment behind. It put my credit card payments behind. And with me doing that, because I was legit, everything was on time, everything was current and good until that point, when I had to come out of my pocket and help with a lot. So with that, and it was a lot of driving back and forth, there was gas, it was a lot, y'all. It was a legit lot. So with all of that, it put me behind in my situation. But that was my grandmother's house. That's my grandparents' house. That's my mom and my grandma lived there. So, I was going to do what I had to do to help out. My situation went downhill. My credit cards, when I started trying to rebuild myself and get my stuff back together, because it happened in January, February, we finally finished everything with the house. And March, I'm trying to rebuild and I'm trying to get everything caught back up. But the first thing I wanted to get caught up was my mortgage. I was behind in my mortgage. So I had to pay my mortgage up. I had to try to get a little bit ahead, caught up in my mortgage was the number one thing. And the number two thing was to pay my car payment, because I didn't want them to come take my car. So I did that. And when all was said, trying to catch up all of that, it left me with basically living from paycheck to paycheck at that point. And I had nothing to give to but like one or two of my credit cards. So all of my credit cards as of March was behind because I couldn't make February's payment. And so as time went on, I'm trying to still do it myself. And when it's late, you get a late charge, and it's now reported on my credit report. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to dig myself out of this. I'm going to dig myself out of this. I start trying to get it together. My January car payment I had to use for the house. My February car payment I had to use for the house. So all of this is like on me, and I had absolutely no help. And so what happened was I ended up just kept trying to catch up the mortgage and trying to catch up the car payment. I eventually did, and by that time my credit card bills was like 3 months, 4 months behind, all but two of them. And I tried to do, by then I'm getting collections. By then they're calling me left and right, calling me, sending me letters, sending me notices. And I'm still trying to play the catch-up game, and I'm still trying to get caught up, and it just was not working. So I then tried to do the payment plans with the credit card because they were now in collections. I tried to do the payment plans because I started getting threatening letters saying that they were going to garnish my checks. So I started doing the payment plan. When I did the payment plan, I was doing good. I was doing well, and I don't know what happened that threw me off. I think something happened. I don't know what it was, but so as I'm doing the payment plans, things got tight again, and things were, but basically at this point I wasn't shopping, I wasn't doing anything. At this point I'm trying to get everything caught up. I had doctor bills because I had emergency. I had to go to the ER one night. It was just a lot. It was a lot going on that put me in a place, and the job that I was at was not paying me what my worth was, and they knew it. You know, they knew it. That's why I left there and go and met the job I'm at now. I'm trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. I'm trying to get everything, you know, because I was making less at that job than I was at my job before, and it was just, yeah. So, what by the end of that year, by then I'm in more debt. Things were bad. I'm getting letters. I'm getting a lot that was in the mail, like scaring me, and I'm like, you know, I can't be in this situation, you know. And so I get this final letter in 2019. I got this letter, and the particular letter was like, you know, basically my chances were up. I just, yeah. And they were going to garnish me. And being the job that I have, right, that I'm on right now is the job that had just started. I couldn't let that go to my job, because it would have caused the whole, I probably wouldn't even have my job right now, because they look at your credit and everything for your job, for employment. So if that was reported that I was being garnished, then they were going to garnish me, then I would have probably lost my job. So that October, when I got that letter, it just took me overboard, because I was already in a place where I was trying to figure out how to fix it. I was trying to figure out, what can I do to fix this? You know, now that I'm making more money, what can I do to fix it? And I couldn't. I couldn't fix it. It was too far gone. There were no more chances in doing a payment plan. It was just too far gone. They had gave me chances, and it was just too far gone. I had too many credit cards on me. What I ended up doing was, that day that I was going to drive over the cliff, the Lord spoke to me and said, no, don't do this. And I cried and I said, Lord, I don't know what to do. I need you to help me. I need you to tell me what to do, because I don't know what to do. Y'all may think this is funny, and y'all may think that this is strange, but the Lord said, file bankruptcy. Look into filing bankruptcy. And I was like, bankruptcy? I thought about that when I first got in this situation, and I didn't see that that was an option. And I was like, really, God? And he was like, file bankruptcy. And I'm like, well, people gonna look at me a certain way because I couldn't do it and I had to file. But the Lord said, file bankruptcy that day, and that's what saved my life from driving over that bridge. As soon, I was on my way to work when all this happened. As soon as I got the word, you know, I wiped my tears, got myself together, got into work. And when I'm in work, the Lord, I had my laptop with me and I had my phone, and I started looking in my phone for bankruptcy. I didn't want to have my laptop open and then somebody come and see what I was looking up. So I looked it up on my phone, and I found this bankruptcy place in the city I live in. And I went on break and I called them and made an appointment for a consultation. So I made the appointment for the consultation. I went like a day later to the consultation. Went there, and the lady tells me, first of all, their fee was extremely high. And I was just like, I'm trying to file bankruptcy. How am I going to afford to pay How am I going to afford to pay $1,500 to file? Like, how? I don't have that kind of money. If I did, I would have be in this situation. And you had to legit pay $1,500 to file bankruptcy. And then she told me everything wouldn't even, she explained chapter 7, she explained chapter 13, and then she told me everything wouldn't have been wiped off. And I'm like, I know people that filed before and things were wiped off. You know, everything was wiped off. So I was like, I don't know. I said, well, let me think about it, and I will contact you. I'll contact you for the appointment. Let me see what I can do. So I leave there. I'm getting discouraged again, and I'm like, okay, God, here we go. And I'm like, God, what is, what do you want me to do? He was like, go home and look up some more bankruptcy places. Get a second opinion. I came home, I looked up, I looked on my phone again, and there was this company that was through, there was an app for lawyers that I could look up in my area. And I looked on that app, downloaded the app to my phone. I looked up my zip code, and I found bankruptcy places that were near me. And I found one, and I don't know, but something was just saying, this is the one. I called, and because the other place was telling me that, the place was telling me that they couldn't get rid of one of my debts. And I was like, okay. Well, I went ahead and I called the other place, and I got a consultation with them for like that Friday, because that was that Monday I went to that place. Consultation, went to the consultation that Friday, and they were older. This was an older lawyer. He had been in the game for a long time. It was a smaller lawyer company. It was 2 lawyers only in that business. And then they have the, you know, the law Shermans or something like that that worked there with them. And this man was an older man, and he was more familiar with bankruptcies. And he told me, he said, because they had to do a calculation to make sure I could file. He did the calculation right there in front of me. They had to make sure that my home, I didn't have so much equity in my home that will cause me not to be able to file. He was able to tell me that I didn't have to file my home. I thought I was going to have to file my home and my car. He said I didn't have to file my home and my car because the way he does it, I don't have to file my home and my car. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he was like, he explained chapter 7 and 13 to me just like the other place did. And he said that that debt, the biggest debt that I was worried about, that was a $6,000 debt, was that one had nothing to do with credit cards. It was just a debt out there for 6,000, and he said that that would go away. And I was like, really? I said, because somebody told me it wouldn't. He said he would, that would go away. He said he's been doing this for a long time. And I was like, okay. And so then his rate was cheaper. His rate, he gave me a discount, y'all. What lawyer company gives you a discount when you file a bankruptcy? He asked me how this happened, you know, how did I get in this kind of debt? And I said, well, I was on time with everything until I had a emergency at my grandmother's home. And when I helped out with that, it put me in a bind. And he said he gave me a discount. He did not charge me some extra fee that was going to be like $250, I think. His fee was like $800, and then I had to pay the court fee. Overall, the total fee was, I want to say $1,100, which was, or $1,000. It was way cheaper than the other place. And on top of that, he let me do installments. He let me pay an installment, but he could not file me until the installment was paid. And mind you, I forgot to tell y'all, I also tried to get a loan with my credit union to see if I could, in October, to see if I could refinance my home, and they declined me. So that was not an option anymore. And so to get a lower mortgage rate. But then I didn't want to lose my interest rate, because my interest rate for my home is very low. And so he then he then told me, got me set up, and I told him, I said, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it. I said, I have no choice. I gave him the letters that I had received from the places. So then he gave me a packet, told me that I had to go and, he told me that I had to go and, he gave me a packet I had to take home with me because I had to write down all of the places that I owed money to. And so that was my project to bring back to him. I did all of that. I set up, I put the down payment down, which I think I did like $300 or $400 for the down payment. I think it was 400. I did the down payment, and then I had the last two payments, and it was divided into two. They asked me how I wanted to do it, and I told them can I do some now? And I paid two extra installments. Y'all, I was able to pay all of it by November, I want to say like November 11th, 12th or something. And mind you, this was the end of October. I had this meeting with them, and I got everything paid by that date that I had set, because he wasn't going to be able to file me with the court until I said that I paid everything to them. So I paid everything to them. He set everything up with the court. I wrote down everything. I told them I never did this before. His secretary basically communicated with me a lot. She would email me when she needed this. She would email me when she needed that. Then I had to go and take the courses. I went into the courses. So, yeah, she emailed me, what I needed to do this, what I needed to do. Like, it was legit. They helped me out so much. I didn't know, I didn't tell my family. I didn't want to be judged. I did tell you all on YouTube because I was in a place I had nobody to talk to about it. And I went ahead, and he was able to file me without Chapter 7, without filing my house and without filing my car. So I did not have to file my car loan, and I didn't have to file my mortgage loan. So that was a blessing because I did not want to file those things. Went to court December 30th of 2019. I was scared to death. I'm not going to lie, I was scared. I didn't know if the judge was going to approve me or not. I was scared. I was so nervous. But I prayed, and I kept praying. I kept praying. And then my lawyer got there, and then we finally got everything there. And when we got up, when it was my turn, they called, because I didn't even know it's a room full of people that's filing bankruptcy, and it was a room full of people. And you just wait until they call your name. We went up before the judge, and the judge looked through everything. He was like, so not filing the car and not filing the house. And my lawyer said no. And he said, the judge went through everything, looked through everything. Everything was put together good. And the judge granted me bankruptcy over everything that was listed on my credit report and on my bit, that it was listed there. So everything was filed. Everything was removed. I got my letter in March saying that everything was filed to the creditors. Y'all, when I tell you how it has been such a relief, it has been such a relief to not have those credit cards anymore. Y'all, I just shredded all of that old paperwork from the credit card companies when they were harassing me. I just shredded all of that stuff like the last week of December 2020. It was legit one of the stressful moments of my life. I did not know how relieved that I was going to be once everything was removed and taken care of. I did not know that the pressures of life was going to be relieved once I did this. And I used to always say, I'll never file bankruptcy. I don't want to file bankruptcy. Yeah, yeah. Y'all, my back was against the wall, and I had to do what I had to do. So where I'm at financially now is it's been a year since I filed. And being that I filed a year ago and everything was approved by the court a year ago, all year, anything that I wanted, I just pay cash for it. I don't take out no credit for it. When I tell y'all, I pay cash for everything. The remodel I did to my downstairs in July, everything was cash. I refuse to get another credit card, even though everybody's telling me that I got to get another credit card so that I can reestablish my credit. Well, I'm looking at my credit score. My credit score is better than it's ever been. It's better than when I bought this house. I legit do not want another credit card. And I know I'm going to have to get one major one, but I am not in no rush to get one. I'm not in no rush to have that type of bill. I have educated my son and I told him, I was like, you don't go out and get all these credit cards. And I've been talking him down on it. Y'all, I don't know how much I can say is, I guess if I would have just did one credit card, but I just kind of went credit card crazy. So it was just so many credit cards I had. And being a person that have a shopping addiction, I did not, it was just more addiction to feed my addiction. So now, if I don't have it and I want something, I make plans to get it. I do not do credit for anything. This has allowed me to even pay my car off. The last week of December 2020, I was able to pay my SUV off. My next goal and what we're doing for this 2021 year is I'm going to start saving up. I'm going to create my budget plan to start saving up for my down payment for a new house. I'm going to rent this one out and I'm going to purchase another home. That's one of my goals. Now, I do not financially, like I said, I do, if I can't pay cash for it, then I don't get it. I legit save up. If it's something that's a big buy, I save up for it. I save up for it. I no longer go and get credit cards because I want this and credit cards. I want a new washing machine right now because I purchased a new dryer last year. I want a new washing machine to match my dryer, but I'm going to wait on it. I'm going to wait until I have all of the money to pay cash. I don't want another credit card. I don't want to have another credit card. But it has allowed me to have a new leaf in life. It has allowed me to, you know, be free. Like I'm no more financially bound, and that's a blessing. I'm able to give to the church when when I can. I'm able to give to the church more. I'm able to do a lot more things more than what I was able to do when before I filed. I couldn't do nothing. I was suffering. I was drowning up to here, I was legit drowning. But I say all of this, and I'm trying to let you all know that it gave me a second chance in life. Now I have budgets for our bills. I have a budget. I have, y'all know I'm a accounting major. I have a budget. I have a budget set for the month for the bill. Like, I do the bills and I get all of that done first. Anything extra after that is either money to save or to get other things like groceries and things like that. So when you see me with a new piece of furniture, don't be trying to be all in my finances, first of all. But when you see me with a new piece of furniture, it's because I've budgeted for that. I have budgeted to get that new piece of furniture. I have budgeted to get such and such. And when I get it, I'm looking at furniture in my home that I owe nothing on. But it took me to go through this to really be hard on myself. And that's why when y'all hear me say, oh, I don't want to buy this, I don't want to buy that, not that I can't buy it, is that I have taught myself to have control over my finances now. So when I buy the makeup palettes, that's because all of my other bills are paid for, all of my other things are paid, and now I can splurge if I want to do so. I couldn't do that before. But I also put myself on a tight budget. I also, for pretty much all of 2020, except towards the end, I did not splurge on buying clothes and shoes. I actually toned all of it down because I knew that I needed to create stability and I needed to create a budget for myself and not enjoy so much of that to where I got out of control with it. See, we can allow ourselves to get out of control with things when it comes to buying things. And I was out of control. I'm going to admit, I was legit out of control. But I am so glad that I've learned. I am so glad that God told me to file. It has been the best decision of my life. It was the absolute best decision of my life, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It was the best decision of my life. So I'm doing this video to let you guys know that if you have to do it, you have to do it. And you can't worry about what people think about it. Now, I did tell my dad. My dad knew that I was filing. Eventually, I told my brother and his girlfriend because I think they thought I had money just growing on trees over here. And I was like, you know, no, I don't have it like that. I'm filing bankruptcy, so I'm not spending a lot. That was the Christmas of 2019. I was like, I'm not spending a lot this Christmas. You know, people gonna get gifts, but it's gonna be stuff that I've made because I'm not spending a lot this Christmas because I had to file bankruptcy. So I did let them know. My dad knew from the beginning because I needed advice because my dad had filed before and I needed advice. So yeah. So now yes, I'm able to live and buy what I want to buy. But the key to it is I can spend cash for it. I don't have to finance it unless it's like something big, like another house or something like that. And so now as my 2021 goal is to save. I did my little shopping during Christmas time. I paid off my truck, my car, my SUV. I paid that off. Now I can start to save. Hopefully, that's my goal. I'm praying that God allow me to save, as well as my son, so that we can have a down payment for another house. And I want to own real estate. So this one I'm living in now will be real estate for me, where I will have tenants in here and I will have my realtor handle all of that. So I just wanted to come on. I know this video is long. I thought about doing a part 1 and a part 2, or maybe a series I should do on financing. But I wanted to come on because I wanted to let you guys know that sometimes your back is against the wall and you feel like there's no hope, there's no place, there's but I thank God that my debt was canceled, y'all. And I've learned my lesson. I was young and dumb with that many credit cards. Really? Who needs that many credit cards? I was young and I was dumb. But I learned my lesson. And now I'm able to explain these things to my son so that he does not go down the same path. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that you guys got, I gave you hopefully some information of my trial and how this is a year result after filing bankruptcy. I had to do my credit counseling for the bankruptcy so that I could be prepared on what not to do on the second round. What not to do. So yeah, y'all, I do periodically check my credit score, and my credit score is like better than I've ever seen it. Okay, I'm just like, yes. So yeah, but I do have to wait a couple of years to purchase my new home. So that's what I'm waiting on now. I'm 1 year down and another year to go, and I have to wait a while to purchase another home. So I definitely am excited. That gives us a year to save and some, if I decide to wait a little bit longer, but that gives us some time to save so that we can have our down payment when I file for when I apply for a mortgage of a new home. It's because we need more space, more room, and I want to be able to have real estate under me, and that is my goal, to have real estate under me. And yeah, that's one of my dreams, one of my things that I'm looking forward to. So with all of that said, don't forget to thumbs up the video, don't forget to subscribe, and be the best you that you can be. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.